morning, Beat Draft East. We have some bonus coverage on a supplemental EASTMODE episode. This morning I have with me Xavier Holland, a.k.a. Stat. Stat, how you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. All right, so I know this is an East-centric show, but I got to talk to you. I got to ask about this epic, historic even comeback
Yeah.
that happened this past Thursday in the West. Walk me through how that went.
They came out hard. They went up from like 25-4. Our offense was in shambles. Our defense was non-existent. But you know what? We kept playing. Went into the half down 41-14, I think it was. And they kind of got tired of scoring, I think. I think they the scoreboard realized that they'd had so many points and just started coasting. And once you start coasting, it's hard to get up the energy again. So
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
it was unbelievable. Excuse me. I was there. I saw the first half. I actually left at halftime. I figured this game.
We didn't look good.
I figured the game was over. You guys had absolutely nothing. I mean, not only were the shots not going in for you guys, but you guys looked totally hopeless. I mean, there was no movement. There was no enthusiasm. People weren't even trying, it looked like. I heard you went off on a 3-for-3 3-point shooting tear.
Yeah.
Just talk to me a little bit about how you felt out there. At what point did you think you had this game in hand?
Not until the final buzzer, but you get to the point where you're down 12 with 3 minutes left, and you got to do something. And for me, that's shooting. We could have clamped down on defense, but I'm like, you know what? Let's see how the shot's going. And at that point, like, there's nothing to lose, so you have that confidence, and I think confidence is a big part of that. And we were able to pull it out. A couple late free throws, and that was the game.
That's huge. And especially since your team basically, before the draft even happened, with the way Nate traded away some of his picks and the way that went down, no one gave your team a shot to win more than 1 or 2 games. So as a team that's been essentially disregarded by the entire league, how did it feel to come back and stick it in everyone's eye and beat a team that everyone else seems to like? Tell me about that.
It felt good. I mean, I've said it before. Nate's been the season on hard mode. He got tired of playing on easy, and he decided to, run in ankle weights, as it were.
Yeah.
But they're a good team. They have a lot of good players, but so do we. And I think Nate made some good choices on draft night. Maybe not before draft night, but Yanni's a great player. Eric was huge against Nordy. We've seen Scott in the East. He's a legit player.
Yeah.
And between Ryan and Nate in the backcourt, like we have 6 players who play basketball.
Yeah.
We're always gonna have a chance.
You love to hear that optimism, and congratulations on such a big win. Now, moving on to you for a quick second, you're a guy who I did some homework over your career. You've put up 20.4 points a game, 14.1 rebounds per game across every league you've played in, varying difficulties for years now. Yet you're still largely disregarded as a guy who isn't worth a first-round pick, despite these big-time stats. You get a lot of shade on the message boards from guys like Noah and others. What's your response to that? I mean, how do you explain that?
Well, I can't talk too much about Noah because he's my teammate on Tuesdays, but I will say that the league is about winning, and I think until I win that title, I've come close. I've won, a Beat Draft East title. I've made the finals a couple times, but I've never really had that unification title.
Yeah.
Until that point, I got to win. So I think this season I feel good about my chances, and then that'll quiet the haters.
Yeah, good.
But as far as Noah goes, I've had some of my best seasons with Noah, so and I know he's just a bored guy in an office trying to liven up his life.
Yeah. For the record, I don't actually think Noah believes 85% of the stuff he posts on the boards. He just likes to get a rise out of people. Whereas a guy like Nick Mazzeo, I think he actually is that delusion. So.
Yeah, Mr. 63, I think he's going by now.
Yeah.
I think that's how he introduces himself on dates too. He's like, hey ladies, I scored 60 points in a rec league game once. It was a Saturday morning. They were hungover, brunch. But yeah, he's a good guy too. He's good for the league.
Yeah. He adds a lot to whatever league he plays in. That's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so transitioning over to the East. Excuse me. Uh, what are your thoughts on your squad? Swaggy season. You're undefeated thus far. You're a rookie-laden team. How do you feel about your squad right now?
It was no secret before the draft that I really wanted Prue. He's a good friend of mine.
Ah,
He's a solid player. So once that fell into place in the second round, I felt really good. Obviously, we made a trade. Colburn's been great for you.
yeah,
Jeff has been great for us. So that worked out for both teams. It's a 3-0. It's kind of a weak 3-0 at this point. We've had a couple of closer games than we wanted to.
yeah.
But I really like the team. I really like everybody. I think all the pieces fit together. And once we have Prue and Derek, the new guy, I think we're going to be tough to stop. Big test next week against Tibbs.
Yeah, they're coming off a tough loss. You know they're going to be furious. But yeah, I've seen Prue play a little bit. He looks good. Aranella, solid point guard out there. He hit that big free throw after the loose ball foul heard around the world. Yeah, that was super clutch. So, yeah, big game this week coming up against Tibbs. Now, in a more general way, what are your thoughts about the East as a league on the whole?
I think people in the West are sleeping heavily on the East, and we've seen it happen before. We saw it happen with Tibbs losing in the finals to Rubin. We saw it happen with Noah's undefeated team almost losing. And then people, until they play in the East, they're gonna downplay it. But some serious talent. Guy Shoemaker,
Yeah.
Tibbs, myself, Bradshaw, yourself. It's just like there are some real players in the East, and people in the West are going to be surprised, I think, when they come to the unification game.
Yeah. Now, on that note, I would argue that there are 4 teams in the East that could compete, if not win the title, if they were transplanted into the West. Do you think that's about right? Do you see it as more than that or less than that, or what are your thoughts there?
I think Steel Team 6, I like what I've seen there. I think their chemistry, I think the way you can run and gun, you can stay with anybody. I think our team obviously can stay with anybody in the West.
Yeah.
I think Tibbs' team, and I think maybe even something to prove. I think all those teams have shown that they have the quality athletes and quality players to make it a game. And if you can make it a game, you can win.
Agreed. Yeah, something to prove. As soon as they get their chemistry down a little bit, which they did in the second half versus Tibbs the other night, they have a guy, Sustache, who's an absolute menace on defense. I think he had 7 steals in the second half or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that team's going to be a problem. Tyreek obviously is nice. Daryl can shoot the ball from miles away. I mean, when they're playing well, they're gonna be a problem.
I think that whatever team comes out of the West is going to be in for a rough surprise when they play the East.
Agreed. Yeah, it's
I think they're going to roll over as they always do, and I think it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. All right, so before I let you go, this is becoming a recurring theme on the show. I'm going to put you in the hot seat real quick. I'm going to rattle off 5 names of guys, and you just give me your uncensored, unvarnished, knee-jerk reaction. Are you ready?
Got it.
All right, cool. Number 1, Alan Orellana.
Good guy, a lot of fun, good tweeter. I'm enjoying the Twitter presence.
Yeah. All right, 2, we already talked about him, Prue.
Great guy, rookie of the year, mark it down, start the campaign. That's all I have to say about him. Yeah.
Okay, 3, John Thompson, a.k.a. Earthquake.
Go inside more. I know it makes me a hypocrite saying that anybody should post up more, but nobody can stop him when he's going to the basket. So don't settle for threes, John.
4, Scott Hammond, a.k.a. Scotty.
Sneaky good in everything he does.
Agreed. Yeah.
You think you have him, and then he does a little bit of a move, and all of a sudden he's shooting a hook or giving an assist, and really sneaky good glue guy.
Yeah, I'm higher on Hammond than other guys. I think I actually wanted to draft him in the East, but then as it turned out, he was a captain. I didn't know that at first, which sucked for me. That screwed up my whole plan. All right.
It's a big part of our comeback on Thursday.
Yeah,
all the little things.
Yeah, I mean Scotty can play. I don't care what anyone says. All right. 4, Moshe. Thoughts and prayers. Or sorry, 5, Moshe.
Feel better, Moshe. Glad I don't have to guard you, but I hope that that ACL healed up nicely.
Yeah, he is difficult to deal with in the low post. And to quote you, Stats, Jeff Moshe is not a small man.
No, he's not. He's not a small man, and I forget who it was that said the most unsettled double team of all time. But yeah, me and Prue just said, yeah, you stay behind him, I'll stay in front of him, and we'll make somebody else beat us because once he gets the ball in there, good things are gonna happen.
Just you might as well put 2 points on the board and head back
Yeah.
on defense. That's just what he does. All right, Stat. That's all I have for you. You have any closing remarks for the league or for Tibbs, Noah, any Kaplan?
Yeah, well, Tibbs and I have a little bet going next week. 2 barbecue sandwiches to the winner. And so, I'm going to eat some barbecue chicken. Then I'm going to eat some barbecue pork. So be ready, Tibbs.
What time is that game?
I think it might be the primetime game.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, well, I'll be there regardless, doing the stats and doing the write-up for that one. So that'll probably be the big ratings getter for this week. All right, Stat.
I hope so.
That's pretty much it, man. Thanks so much for joining us on the show, and we'll see you on Wednesday.